domed that kid.
Oh yeah, headshots. Now, chances are you're probably wondering why the heck this is even a topic of discussion right now. Well, you might be surprised to know there's a decent chunk of airsofters out there that don't really, how do I put this, enjoy that headshots are part of the game. Let me explain. Maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. There is always going to be those people at the field that just, no matter what, will be upset or astonished that they had been just struck in the face with a BB. Whether it be the ear, the neck, chin, or maybe the mouth, the idea of a headshot, especially when the target is someone not wearing a mesh mask or helmet, is just crossing some sort of line, some unwritten rule. Almost as if the rules of engagement should somehow be altered for those that don't wear certain protection. Or even during certain circumstances such as CQB airsoft. I'm pretty sure some of the airsoft freakout or fight videos you've seen on YouTube probably have to do with someone being on the receiving end of a BB and having a little bit of blood drawn around their face. They get heated, somehow things get physical, adrenaline, and then bad decisions caught on camera. I'm not going to beat around the bush here, guys. Headshots are a part of airsoft. I understand the sympathetic side of restraining oneself to purposely avoid landing a shot to someone's face, especially if the shooter knows the BB will land on skin and therefore be felt and hurt. But here's the thing, guys, and please let me know if you share this sort of opinion. In the moment, at the field, and during a game, I find it difficult to treat those not fully protecting their faces differently. I guess you can say I don't discriminate when it comes to my targets. It does really bother me that someone could get upset when they are struck in the face and on bare skin with a BB, only because protection exists, and it exists to protect. I kind of feel silly just having to say that. And look, I get it. When it comes to wearing things on your face for extended periods of time, there's a reasonably valid opinion floating around out there.
Okay, I want everyone to listen up, because I'm only gonna say this once. Condoms feel weird.
Wrong video, but same conception. I mean concept. Some people genuinely don't like the feeling of a mesh mask on their face, or maybe it's a preference to shooting glasses instead of goggles, which should provide a more secure, protective seal around the eyes. Same goes for ear protection. Earmuffs can be uncomfortable, and after a while, you might feel uncomfortable pressure or pain around your ears, especially when paired with a mesh mask. I mean, look at me. I wear a helmet, goggles, mesh mask, and earmuffs, so my entire head is just covered. All my fleshy bits are tucked away underneath some sort of protective material. Sure, it can get a little uncomfy. Usually, by the end of the day, my ears can be a little sore and my forehead is definitely just red. I mean, I won't deny, I always look a little funny when I take all my face protection off. By the end of the day, I tend to look like someone picked me up, held me upside down, and just gave me a good shake. Regardless, you can probably guess by now that I'm fairly accepting when it comes to people shooting me in the dome. I've accepted that it's part of airsoft. I mean, do you know how many times the first thing opposing players reveal to me is either their hands, gun barrel, or head? Those are usually the first things I can even aim at. For the record, personally, from time to time, I have literally chosen to sit and wait, or just straight up not take the shot because I've been fearful of my target's safety. It does happen. As I mentioned earlier in this video, in the heat of battle, there have been rare moments where I can be overtaken by a moment of sympathy, mercy if you will. Sometimes I can just predict that I might ruin someone's day with a broken tooth.
I don't want to shoot your face, bro. You're not wearing face protection. Come on, show me something else. I don't want to light him up. I really don't, but he's right here.
I don't want to go to your cheeks.
It's a conflicting feeling, especially since I know I'm aiming at an adult that has every right to make that adult choice not to wear said protection, as long as if the airsoft field allows such a choice to be made. After all, that's why waivers exist. However, this is all a fine line I have to sometimes step over because, well, it's pretend warfare after all. And you can't tell me there aren't safety measures at your disposal. And so I ask you, do you know how frustrating it would be if you just had to sit there and wait until your target would finally stand out in the open so you could take a safe little shot to the chest? In today's society, us adults are mostly blessed with the ability to make adult choices. The choice exists at most airsoft fields that an adult can forego lower face protection. After all, at the end of the day, the gift of eyesight is a little more important. Personally, I love getting shot in the head because not only is it probably going to be the first thing my opponent sees, it's also the most protected part of my body. I've been shot on the bare skin of my ear once. Ever since that day, I've been shot on the protective earmuffs dozens of times. You can bet it rings, but I feel zero pain. I raise my hand and call hit with a big smile on my face. I also wear goggles, just the choice I made since day one, and you know what? I feel safer with them than I would regular shooting glasses. As for my mesh mask, I don't leave home without it. I will straight up refuse to play airsoft without my mesh mask. By the way, when a BB gets you in between the goggles and the mesh mask, you know, that spot kind of right on the upper part of the nose, yeah, it sucks. It always does, and it always will. And just so you know, it took a haunting amount of bravery for me to go maskless during my lemonade stand videos years ago. I did that during live play, unscripted, just whatever happens, happens. People knew I obviously wasn't on any particular team and that I was clearly doing a comedic bit, but stray BBs are sometimes the worst kinds of BBs. Personally, if it were my rules, I'd make mesh masks mandatory, especially when it comes to any possible form of CQB airsoft. Balaclavas and whatnot being a bit of a gray area, I really don't know. Alright guys, I just wanted to give you my opinion on this kind of thing. I've seen my fair share of grown adults yelling at one another at the field during games about face shots on bare skin. Whether they like it or not, it is part of the game. And to be straightforward, if you can't take it, don't dish it. And I mean that with respect. Anyways, I'm itching to get back out there to play some airsoft, and I'm sure I'll be seeing many others out there who just want to show up and have a good time. All I ask is that if I'm on the other team and you see me out there, aim for my head. It hurts less.